Here? Here?
Here.
Okay, together. Okay.
Here from KALW.
So, as Holly mentioned, Audrey and I have been on a mission. And this mission is to discover the story of San Francisco and Oakland through the stories of the people who live here. And we've met a lot of people who live here.
My full name is Viola Filomena Kukuruska.
Renee C. Jones Abdullah.
I gave you my maiden name.
Dun, dun, dun. Margaret Mary Colleen McNulty.
My name's Lotus Yi Fong, and I say Yi Fong because only in San Francisco there are 2 Lotus Fongs.
I use a name. It's Star Love, and yes, like Twinkle Twinkle Star, but with 2 R's.
My name is John Stangl, and if you didn't hear me say my name, I have my chorus over here repeating everything I say. Hello, guys.
We've been to different neighborhoods in San Francisco.
I live in the outer Sunset, a few blocks from the sea.
And I live here in the city on 5th and Bryant.
I have been a resident in Visitation Valley for over 20 years.
It's called 39th Avenue, but I call it Paradise Lane.
And we've also been in different neighborhoods in Oakland.
I live in the Golden Gate neighborhood, right over here on 54th Street.
On 76th Avenue.
73rd Avenue.
35th Street.
I've been on this block 46 years.
We've heard the stories of the people who were born here.
Well, everything was dirt.
She's 92 years old.
Because I remember my father, the Italians liked to play bocce ball. So being on our street was dirt. His friends would come on Sunday and they'd play bocce ball.
We've also heard the stories of the people who were raised here.
In the 70s and 60s, when I grew up, there were only 2 Mexican stores in the Fruitvale district. Only 2.
And the stories of the people who immigrated here.
I thought that was my American dream, work for a big company and start making more money and help my family in China.
We've heard tales of work.
The nice thing about temping is that the expectations on your actual output are really low. So if you don't know that your job is a waste of time and you actually work really hard at it, everyone is amazed.
And tales of love.
I'm still in like that newlywed kind of stage with baking.
All kinds of love.
And I looked at him and I felt these butterflies on my stomach. I was not able to listen for a few minutes because I had this buzz in my ear. That's chemistry at best, honey. That's chemistry at work right there.
We've talked to people who've built families.
I've fallen in love with these kids. They adore me. I'm Papa, and I'm gonna make sure they have whatever they need. If it's my last time, I'm gonna make sure they have.
It's a big, big thing, telling your story to a stranger. And when we started out, we actually didn't know how much people would open up to us. But they did.
I'd love to be picking fruit in lingerie. I mean, with clothes on top, of course, but, just a sexy pair. Please don't put this online.
They've told us about the challenges they face.
The immigration would try to make it hard for us to stay, even though my stepfather was a veteran of the Second World War.
Relationships have been very difficult when people have found out that I have Tourette's. It's like, and find out it's hereditary, then they just, like if I ever were to have kids, they would almost be guaranteed to have it.
They did an ultrasound and there was no heartbeat.
All of these tales are unfolding right now, down your block, in your neighborhood, in the next town, and across the bay.
We even found one story that began on one side of the bay and ended on the other. It started when we traveled east past the Oakland Coliseum, up the road a few blocks from the Sunshine Biscuit Factory, and found ourselves at the 81st Avenue East Oakland Library. That's where we got to know Lita Hernandez.
So Lita Hernandez is 10 years old. She just started 5th grade. Her favorite color is blue, and she loves cupcakes. Sometimes she even dreams about them.
My first favorite dream was being in a big castle of chocolate. My second
favorite dream was eating a big cookie, and then I made more cookies, and then I ate those two until my stomach was full.
So Lita lives on 80th Avenue with her family, not too far from the library, and she's always at the library. In fact, she started a club with her friends to read every book at 81st Avenue, especially the cookbooks. It's a step towards her future career.
I want to be a chef and a pharmacist.
You heard right, a chef and a pharmacist.
Well, maybe I could do part-time and then another part-time, but yeah, pretty much that.
Like all of the stories that Here collects, we put Lita's story on the air, her triumphs with cooking, her challenges, her dreams, and oftentimes in radio. That's it. The sound waves go out, and the story lives and dies in the very same moment.
But sometimes the story doesn't end there. Here's what happened next.
First voice message. This is Sharon Yeomans calling from UCSF School of Pharmacy, and I'm calling to give my response to the introducing Lolita Hernandez story. I'm a pharmacist and a chef, and I was just so thrilled to hear those words come out of her mouth. I almost fell out of my chair, and immediately I felt like I needed to contact the radio station to see if I could arrange a meeting with her.
Because it was so much like me. I mean, it was sort of, I was doing this at 10 years old, I was cooking. My name is Sharon Lynn Yeomans, and I've been a pharmacist for 27 years. I cooked a dinner for my grandmother and my grandfather and my sisters when I was 10 years old, and I didn't think it was a big deal, and we're all sitting at the table getting ready to eat. My grandmother gets all teary and starts crying. Well, I can't believe she did something like this at 10 years old. So it just spoke to me that way. I said, oh, that's the child I should have had. That's my daughter, actually. That's how I felt. I want to meet this child. And I didn't know that it was going to happen. So I was shocked that I got a response back so quickly.
I heard that the university wanted to see me. I was so happy. And just, I told my mom. Then when I got home, I told my brother, all my family. But I didn't really know what to expect.
And I thought, wow, this is really going to happen. We're actually going to get to meet her.
I woke up, it was already like 8. I was really nervous because my dad was coming, then my mom. I just ate some quick cereal and that was it. And I just so nervous, so happy.
Finally, we met them outside, and
then we got to meet Sharon. She looked like she was nice. I can't really describe it, but yeah.
We were very curious about her cooking, and we ended up giving her some cookbooks, and she said, she says, I could use some new cookbooks.
Just asking me questions like, how does it feel, and all other stuff, like, why do I want to be a pharmacist? And
everybody wanted to get in on it. I tell you, we could probably had this room filled. Everyone that heard about this story wanted to participate in some way. And it just worked out beautifully. We went and visited a lab. We took her across the street to the library. We have a brand new library.
It was like 3 feet tall and like 2 stories on the bottom, 3 stories on top. I was like, wow. So that was pretty cool. I didn't really keep track of the time. I was just so excited. But it was fast.
I just hugged her and I told her we'd be in touch.
She said to keep on dreaming, that I want to be a pharmacist and a cook.
Dreams are important. It's always important to have hope and dreams, because otherwise there's no reason for us to live. As a child growing up, I was always told that I can't do this, or you can't do that, or you're fantasizing about this. And I just decided not to listen to them, and I just forged ahead, and I figured if one thing didn't work out, something else would open up for me.
All right, so can you tell me what you had for breakfast?
I just had some milkshake.
You had a milkshake?
Yeah, I had a milkshake. It was like a strawberry milkshake. Yeah.
So describe to me what you're wearing right now.
I'm wearing a badge that they gave me. It has a barcode, it has my picture, and then it says future chef and pharmacist, and Lisa Hernandez, that's my name.
Do you want to go to college now? Is that?
Yes, I always wanted to go to college, just have a future.
She's only 10 years old, will take baby steps. I still have a few surprises for her, but she doesn't know yet. But I was thinking, I said we probably should figure out how to get some scholarship money for her, because I think that's what she's going to need when she goes to college. So if you're listening to something and something moves you, don't hesitate to send a message. I wasn't planning on doing this. I've never done anything like this before, ever. But a story like that gives you hope.
We actually have Sharon and Lita and her family here tonight. If you guys could stand up and just be recognized. Everybody, let's give them a round of applause. There's Lita right there. And Sharon.
And thank you so much to Colin Nita for helping us put that together. So we've learned a lot of lessons this year through Hear Hear. What it takes to get someone to open up to a stranger, us, what community means to different people.
And how to bring neighbors together at events like this one.
But the best lessons we've learned have come from you.
You'll never have everything working the first time, and so you can't be afraid of failing. You just have to be able to learn from it, because you'll fail a lot.
Never think that people aren't listening, and never think that you're not making a difference.
Retirement doesn't mean you retire from life. Retirement means you go on to something else.
Remember to take care of yourself first before you can take care of everybody else. If your cup is not full, you can't fill other people's cups.
You've never tasted coffee until you've actually tasted Ethiopian coffee. So you want to hear about that, huh?
You cannot work if you don't have love.
Do you have something to teach us about life in the Bay Area?
Please see us after the show.